Hi, welcome to my sewing room. I'm Emily from Homemade Emily Jane. Today I'm going to teach you how I baste a quilt. If you're unfamiliar with what that even means, basting a quilt is when you take your quilt sandwich, your 3 layers of your quilt, which include the quilt top, the batting, and the backing, and put it together so that it's ready to be quilted. To get started, let's go over the supplies that you will need to baste your quilt. Of course, you'll need your quilt backing. In this example, I'm using a Minky Cuddle by Shannon Fabrics. Then you'll also need to pick out your batting. If you need help choosing your batting, check out the video above because it'll give you lots of information to choose which batting is best for your project. The next thing you'll need, of course, is your pieced quilt top. The quilt that I will be using in this example is a pattern that I have in my shop, so feel free to check out the description below if you want more details. I personally like to use spray adhesive called Odif 505 spray. You can also use pins. I'll also recommend using some sort of tape. I just use regular masking tape. I've also heard great things about painter's tape, like the blue painter's tape is great as well. So once you have all your supplies, we'll go ahead and get started. The batting I'm using today is Quilter's Dream 80-20, which means it's 80% cotton, 20% polyester. And before I get started doing anything else, I'm going to go ahead and open up my batting. You'll see that when it comes out of a package like this, it has tons of wrinkles. So the first thing I'll do is throw my batting in the dryer to get it aired out and get the wrinkles out. I normally put it on pretty high heat with a wet washcloth, just a little bit of water to help those wrinkles come out a little easier. And while this is in the dryer, I'll go ahead and get started taping my backing down on the floor. Once you've tossed your batting in the dryer, we're going to go ahead and tape our backing to the floor. The important thing here is to put the right side down on the ground, and it helps if you clean your floors before you get started. I went ahead and did a quick vacuum before. So we'll go ahead and literally tape our backing down. I'm using just some Scotch tape here that comes up pretty easily. If you're using a stretchy backing like me, you want to be careful to pull it taut but not actually stretch it. Once your backing is taped down and nice and flat, we'll go ahead and grab our batting out of the dryer. Once your batting is nice and wrinkle-free, you will flatten it out over your backing. Now for this one, my batting is larger than my backing, so I'm just going to line it up on one edge. And then we'll smooth it out this way. Once your batting is nice and smooth, we'll grab our quilt top. Now for this one, my backing is not much larger than my quilt top, so I do have to make sure to line it up fairly close to this edge here. Normally it is ideal to have a couple inches of wiggle room. So we'll end up smoothing all 3 layers down, but it does not have to be perfect at this stage. Once all 3 layers are down, you have an idea of how much space actually needs to be basted, and the rest of the batting around the edges and the bottom can be saved for later. So I'm going to go grab my scissors actually and just rough cut off the extra batting. Now that we have the extra batting trimmed off, we have our nice smooth area to work with. I go ahead and grab my basting spray. That's what we're going to use first. And I'm going to spray first the backing to the batting. So the quilt top will just kind of float for now. And keep smoothing it out. Okay, and I'm going to do 1/2 at a time. coated the backing, and then I reach up and grab my batting and smooth it out nice and flat. And then use your hand to press it down to really get that adhesive to grip together. Now from this direction we can roll it backwards, and we'll be able to feel where that grip, where the adhesive stops. And now we're gonna spray the rest of it. All right, now everything's smoothed out. Currently, the batting and the backing are adhered together, but I need to adhere the quilt top. So first things first, because I don't have a ton of wiggle room on this one at all, I'm just gonna make sure that I have overage on both sides. And I do, I probably have about a 1/2 inch, which is not enough. So make sure that when you do it, you have bigger backing so that you have some wiggle room. So now for this one, I will roll it backwards. This is also a great time to check to see if you have any spare strings flying off that you want to trim, but I normally try to trim them while I'm pressing. So we're good on this one. And the quilt top, I'm only going to do about 1/4 of the quilt at a time. So I start in the middle and work my way towards the edge, flattening it out as I go. And then you'll see where it sticks. We'll go ahead and pull the rest back and spray again. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. So we take that quilt top, roll it back until it no longer pulls up because of where we've already sprayed. And so right there. And once you've smoothed it all out, that's really it. You're done basting. What I like to do to be extra cautious and careful, I'll grab some curved safety pins and pin sporadically as well to make sure that it all holds together even if I don't get to quilting it right away. And once you put all your pins in, you are ready to go and start quilting. If you want some advice for quilting, I always recommend straight line quilting for beginners. The video above will show you my 3 quilting hacks for quilting straight lines. So check that out. If you want more quilting tips and tricks, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm always putting out new videos for you. And also check out homemadeemilyjane.com where I am sure to post lots more quilting tutorials for you.